On the second part of the show, I've got Bayonle Arashi with me. Bayonle will obviously tell you more about what he is into and what he does for, a living. Apart from being a media entrepreneur, soccer professional, expert in business, football business. He's a man of many pages. He's got a whole book. About his life. So, Bayonle, thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me, sir. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. So, Bayo, yes, go on.
I'm very happy to be here. I've been watching. So, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So, tell us about yourself, Bayonle. Apart from being everything I've mentioned, so what else do you want to add to that?
Nothing more, really. Most of the time when people look at my resume, they're always like, from where do we take
it? Start from?
Just say I'm a football entrepreneur. That's all you can say, because that's what I'm focused on now. But I'm a broadcaster first. I've been in the industry for about 21 years now. I started my career in 1999 at MITV in Lagos, Nigeria. I worked with AIT for 10 years. I'm a trained event director, live football director. When people watch football matches, when they see those pictures, when they see players from close up, from different angles, the person that is in charge of all those pictures, that's my training. So, and to the glory of God, I have like 2 FIFA World Cup under my cap. I've been to like 4 Africa Cup of Nations. Those experiences put together made me to really fall in love with the game more. So that's why I delve into a specific sport, which is football, and that's what I've been doing in the last 2008 till now, 12 years. So it's been a very tough journey, but of course I've loved it every way. So my pleasure again.
Yeah, and like you say, if you do what you love, it's no longer a job to you. It's just what it is.
Absolutely.
It's something you love.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So tell us, you founded what should we call it now? Scout Bonus. So is it? Tell us about it. What's that all about? What do you aim to achieve by that?
Well, it's Scout Bonus Soccer Recruiting is a technology product that I decided to work on when I've been through the problem yourself, and I'm sure you've had this very general thought before that most people give birth to business. They own a business because they had that problem. So as a football academy owner, I know I didn't mention that one. I own a football academy back, Midas Football Academy. I used to take my players for youth tournaments in different part of Europe. We've been to Germany, Denmark, Sweden, South Africa, Egypt to play youth championship. But most of the time when we come back and want to follow up on those players that were successful during that tournament, and agents and scouts, the first thing they ask for is, can I see video of this player a year after, 2 years after, And it didn't just stop there. Even some of the professional players that I work with that play in Nigerian professional league or other professional leagues, these guys don't have any proof that they are playing the game. And how do you prove something? How do you employ someone that can show you a proof? If you want to know anything about me now, all you need to do is to Google it or go to my website or go to YouTube and see what I'm doing. So if you call yourself a football player and you don't have a video of you in January this year, for example, and for your excuse might be that, okay, because of COVID, we've not been playing football, but there must be something recent. So this lack of this particular thing, video, was what made me to like, okay, let me go into this. At the start of the development of the platform, we were hoping to just create a platform where players can just build their resume and then showcase it out there. But we see that there is a bigger problem, which is lack of video. The problem is huge. About 95% of Nigeria professional league players, I'm using Nigeria because that's where I'm from and that's where you have to start from, don't have a video of their game. That's how bad it is. So, and these players, they find it very difficult to convince an agent or scout to be able to recruit them. So we are trying to build a very simple product that can help these players to connect with video creators that can help them to create a video for them. You can be in Nigeria, your video creator can be in Singapore, it can be in China, As long as you're able to provide the information they need, they can produce it for you right there. And of course, on the same platform, we'll bring you recruiters there that are willing to offer you job. We're not just stopping there, because I live in the United States, and I see that there are a lot of opportunities for young people to get scholarship to play the game of soccer here. They call it soccer here. As you know, that they have a thing they call football. Well, I say call it football, but it's huge and it's developing real fast. As you know, that we will be hosting the World Cup in the next few years with Canada and Mexico. So there's a lot of scholarship for soccer players, female in particular. There's huge scholarship for them. Females here that can play the game, they can get up to 100% scholarship to study and play at the same time. So that's what Scout Ballers is trying to. That's the problem we're trying to solve, to bring players, video creators, and recruiters together so we can hasten the process of club and college recruitment.
And that's very brilliant. I mean, just like you say, you saw a problem there, and you were able to create a solution to that problem.
Absolutely.
But I just want to go back to my experience of being well, a journalist in Nigeria, also back in the days, where you sometimes watch the Nigerian Premier League on TV, and when you see the cameraman from the angle he's probably shooting from, you cannot not even differentiate, what player is what,
It's not to focus on.
Exactly, trying to focus on. Sometimes the ball is probably on the opponent's area, and the cameraman is probably on the home side, doing whatever. So do you now see it's your platform doing something to cop that? Because if I'm looking at the player A, okay, and I'm looking at all his action, his position, and everything, how he reacts to the ball, but what I see is just a long shot, and I can't see player A. I'm probably seeing most of player Z and player V. Is your platform able to
solve that
educate?
problem?
Yeah, and probably educate our cameramen back home, or probably this video content provider and creators to do more in part of education to solve this problem.
Well, that's a very good question, and that's another problem right there. Everybody will want to come out now and say they are video creators, right? Because they have a platform to showcase their work. But we are also aware of exactly what you mentioned now. And our product is not a local product; it's a product that can be used worldwide. That's why it's going to be an American-built platform. We hope to launch on October 1st, by the grace of God. We already launched in 2018 January. We have almost 3,000 users right now. But with what we have, which we call the version 1.0 of it, it's not as effective as we want it to be. But the version coming out on October 1st is going to be the minimum viable product, the one that really going to be in the market, the one that's going to be used, and then we can develop it from there, right? As regard the problem the question you asked, the players will have an opportunity to see all these video creators themselves, and they will have a chance to see their work and see the one that can really give them what they want. So as we as a platform, as a company, we are only providing the platform. So you as a player and as a video creator, it's left for you to do your hard work. And how do you do that? As a video creator, you must be able to show to a player that wants to give you a job that you're going to give the player, he or she, exactly what he wants. And you as a player, you must be able to afford that video creators. We're not going to set a price for them or anything like that. They're going to set their own price. So if somebody gives you a long shot and gives you a bad job, you have an opportunity to review that person and say, this person gave me a bad job, and give him 1 star or give him 2 star. So if you see somebody that has 1 or 2 star, definitely you will not contact such person, will you? So but if you see someone that has 4.8, 4.9, 5 star, definitely that person knows the job and is going to give you exactly what they want. So we're definitely working on that particular area that you mentioned, and absolutely is going to be solved based on what plan that we have set up for it.
I know this next question actually does not relate to you per se, but I'm just looking at our chat room, and I saw Molat mentioned that the problem is that the players want free jobs from the content creators. I know, like I said, it doesn't really apply to you because you're not creating content for the players, but do you see this as a problem too? Because sometimes these players are probably not paid assignment fees. and they're probably not being paid their salaries or their wages, and then they want to showcase the talent to agents that will take them abroad, obviously for greater value or whatever you got. Do you also foresee this kind of issue, coming up?
Definitely, we do, and that's why we're not just building a platform and expect a miracle to happen by people using it just like that. We definitely go on a lot of orientation, telling them, okay, this is what you have to do, and I'm going to drop one of it right now, and that is you as a player. It is your responsibility to be successful. Your success is in your own hands. Don't expect me, after I've provided you a platform to use to showcase your talent and to find an employer, to still be the one to find you money to be able to pay to
Mm.
make a video. There is no free lunch anywhere in the world. So
Yep.
most of these players, especially, and the reason why that person asked that question, I can tell, is because of the part of the world we are from. That people always depend on their mommy, on their daddy, on uncle. If you want to get something, go work for it. You know,
Hmm.
you live in Western world. You know how it is. If you want something, go get it. Nobody's going to be responsible for you. So this is about your career. So that's exactly what we are trying to do for them. We're going to give them a lot of orientation that, look, you need these video content creators. And of course, they need you too. If you don't show them, if you don't have a video, nobody's going to recruit you. It is a big problem, sir. Big problem. Like even right now, as I'm talking to you, I have a couple of scouts and agents from different part of the world that want to have players, youth players. They are interested in, okay, I need a player from Senegal. I need a player from Ghana. And they say, okay, I have a player. Okay, say, show me the video. And then they will show a video of a player jogging the ball, recorded with one God knows how many year old phone, and then you send that kind of video to an agent. And this is what these people tell me, that this is the problem they are having. Those people are not serious. And the reason why we have to even take it much more important now is because of the havoc that this pandemic has caused. In the
Mm.
next 2 years, clubs will either not have any money to pay on a player transfer, or they will want a player for cheap or for free. But of course, if they sign you for cheap or for free, at least you'll be earning salary. So, but for
Yep.
you to even get to that stage of earning a salary, you must submit your resume, and your resume is your video. So that's why we believe our platform is definitely needed at this time, and it's going to be a success.
So what impact as the Nigerian Premier League football, no, Nigerian Prep, yeah,
Nigeria
I can't
Professional
talk that.
Football League, MPFL.
Yeah, it keeps changing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what they call it now.
what are they seeing your product, and are they really into it? Are they willing to partner with you at some point? Because at the end of the day, you are selling their goods, so to say. Permit me to use this word now. You're selling their players out of the country. So, is there any contribution from them in terms of probably setting up seminars for you, so you can talk to these players, you can talk to coaches, you can talk to administrators and the likes, and obviously tell them indeed what you expect from them and what this platform is for. That's
Hmm.
their benefit.
Well, remember I said it earlier, and I understand why you asked that question. Yeah, I'm a Nigerian first, but the company we are building is not a Nigerian company. It's a
Mm.
company, it's an American company, right? So if the MPFL will be interested in using it, absolutely they will hear about it, and if they let us know they want to use our platform, they're welcome. And that's why I said one of the things we'll be doing is orientation. And how do we do it? We're going to have something called Scout Bowlers Forum. It's going to be either once or twice a year in different parts of the world. And exactly what you asked now is what we're going to be doing. Meeting with countries FA, the Football Association of different countries, to bring their coaches, their experts to come on board and let us tell them ways their players can be given opportunity to be scouted, to really go out there. Because if a child is training and training and training and is really talented and is not moving, then how do we progress? What happens next? So we hope that by the time we are out there, they see what we are doing, they see the few success that we're going to have in the first few months, they will jump on it and they will start encouraging their players to come. Players from any part of the world will be able to use this platform. because it is just going to be like a database out there, database opportunity there for you to come up, create your platform, build your video, and go to the marketplace. There will always be recruiters there. You will find college coaches that is looking for a particular skill set or a position to add to a school program. But that's how it is done here in America and Canada. Coaches are always looking for, okay, I'm looking for 2 strikers for my program this year, or I'm looking for a midfielder, I'm looking for a goalkeeper. They are always there. And of course, they always want their players to be mixed of different cultures, black, white, Hispanic, So if you are in any of those races, create your platform, create your video, and join in. It's as simple as that. But hopefully, the MPFL, the GFA, SFA, whatever FA you are in, even FIFA, we hope in the future will realize that we are really solving a big problem. That's why I know that it's going to be big, but we really have to get out there first. And we are trying to go out there and let people know what is coming out. Thank you for this kind of opportunity also, for letting me talk about it, so that people will know that something like that is already in existence. It's just left for us to just be out there and they can use it. And more importantly, I wrote a book that is like a guide for anyone that is really going to be on this path. And I'm sure you already mentioned it earlier. It's right here, roadmap. So you can get this guide and read it. It's very simple, straightforward. There's no playing around about it. Just the basic things you need for you to be able to become a successful football player, so that all those things put together is going to work for you. And all you need to do is just get a copy of it. It's on Amazon. They can ship it to you worldwide, and then get a copy of it, go through it, get all the information you need, and join on Sky Ballers and see what happens from there on.
Good. We'll be keeping an eye on the Scout Ballers anyway, and obviously we'll be calling upon you to come in and obviously tell us how it's working, and we wish you the very best of luck with that. So, Bayonle, I want to take you to another issue that's obviously been bothering quite a lot of people with regards to Nigerian football. At youth level, okay, on the 17, on the 20, we're always very we always do well, so to say. You see that we win the World Cup on the 17 level. Now I'm talking about Nigeria.
I don't hear you.
Yeah. Or on the 20, we're doing fairly okay. But when it comes to translating that to the senior level, you see our boys falling by the wayside. I mean, a lot of people have been saying quite a lot of people have been coming up with solutions, or probably what the problem is, and a lot of people, different school of thoughts, have talked about age, probably being one of the problems. Football development probably be another problem. Another problem would be probably the boys at the under 17 level. Before you know it, they're already shipped away to Europe or wherever, in Americas, wherever, and then they kind of lose their ways. In your own experience as an academy founder, as everything you are, what would you say has been the problem with it? Where have we missed it that we've not been able to translate that stellar performance on the youth level to the senior level?
Thank you very much for that question. That's a very good question. I think you actually mentioned the 2 major problems. It's actually 2 of them. If there's any other one, they tend to be under those 2, right? The number one problem is the lack of visionary leaders at our football association. That's actually the number one. The second one after it is age. Let me address the first one first. Just look at, I started watching football. I turned 40 early this year. I started watching football at Italia 90. I remembered everything that happened at Italia 90 very, very well, right? And then the 1994 World Cup came on. So I was able to have the opportunity to start loving the game more that time. And what I was able to see is that those set of 1990, we did not go to the World Cup. We couldn't make it, but we did very well at Africa Cup of Nations. The 1992 at Africa Cup of Nations also, we got to the semi-finals. The 1994, we won it. And then we went to the World Cup for the first time. And we did what a lot of people were saying if Italy had not probably robbed us or the referee, Nigeria would have probably gone for the first time we attended, gone all the way that year. But it happened because of experience. That particular squad were successful because of the leadership we had at that time at our NFA. Now they are NFF. So, but since they left, those kind of visionary leaders are no longer there. Most people, and in as much as I'm trying not to blame them, most of them are money is actually much more important to them than seeing these folks, these kids successful. They forget that whenever they retire and these kids are successful, they will never forget them. But they don't focus on that. All they want to do is just to make sure that they get the money and they forget about the players. There is no system in place. It is only probably Nigeria that we do not have a youth league at the Football Federation. There is no youth league. There is no league that focuses on our players. I say, okay, when they play from 13-year-old, they play U15 and they play under 17 and they play under 19. We don't have that. When we want to play our under 17, recently they started getting it together again by going to different academies and picking players. But we all know that when these boys come back from those tournaments, they either forget about football or they make small money and they forget about. There's no system in place. Go look at Germany. Go look at them. Go look at Sweden. Go look at England. Go and look at the system there. So the number one problem is leadership. The second one, which is the worst, is age. And that's one of the reasons why not many people like me in Nigeria. Trust me. They know not many of them like me. They know me, but they don't like me because I say it every time. They are all cheaters. All of them. All of them. I have a 15-year-old daughter, and I know if a 15-year-old boy goes on soccer field, I can tell. I'm a soccer referee here. I'm a grade 7 referee in the United States Soccer Federation, and I see these kids play soccer, 10, 11, 12. You can practically see them grow from a teenager to become an adult. You can watch them, and of course, it's also a way for you to go check their age. But in our own way, you will see someone that finished secondary school in 2005 playing on the 17 World Cup in 2012. As fast as my education was, I did not finish secondary school until I was 15, 16-year-old. And if you are not in secondary school, you have no business in being in an under 17 team. So if we go take players that are already playing league and take them to the 17 World Cup and they score 10 goals, 12 goals, 15 goals, and they come back and the white guys like, okay, this guy is good. And they take him to their club. And look at Chrisantos Macaulay as an example.
I was just thinking about that now.
Look at him as an example. I have a post on him on my Facebook that trended. I had about 2,000 comments on that particular post. When I mentioned him and I mentioned Cruz that plays for Real Madrid now, that was the captain Germany against Spain a few days ago. They were set. They were the same set. And Cruz is still playing for Real Madrid. Where is Chrisantos Macaulay today? You know, so that age problem is a virus, a big one. And that's one of the things that I mentioned in my book. In fact, in the first chapter, be honest with yourself. Don't lie. Number one, do you have the talent? If you don't have it, you can actually develop it if you are still young. If you are not if you cannot trap the ball, you cannot hold the ball, you cannot pass the ball very well when you are 30-year-old and you want to do it when you are 15, forget about that game. Go and learn something or go to school. Most of the players that want to join my academy, they'll be like, oh, I love football. I'm already 19-year-old. I'll ask, how long have you been playing? I just want to start. I was telling, look, don't try to just start. I'm not discouraging you, but the chance of you making it is very slim. Go and do something else. That's why I said from the age of 10, as an African, it's still not bad. But you see most of these other kids in the Western world, 6, 7, they're already playing league, sir. They are playing league. They're not just playing. They're already competing. So by the time they are 13-year-old, that's the age the brain fully grows. And then you can remember everything that happens to you. And then you can decide at that age whether you're willing to go all the way as a professional or forget about it. So if we can take care of these two things, well, maybe we'll have a chance. But I'm not giving up as a person, as an entrepreneur that owns an academy, but that's one of the things that we want to do with our football academy, to make sure that the players that are produced are number one of genuine age, no lying, no lying. If you are above it, we will take you out. And that's why we also combine in our academy for you not just to be a footballer. Because I also believe that even if you are good, you are talented, something can happen along the line in the career. You can suffer a career ending injury, something can happen. So, what we do at our academy is while you learn football in the morning, you go learn a trade in the afternoon. You can learn how to be a computer graphic artist. You can learn how to repair computer. You can learn tailoring. And a lot of people limit most of this trade because they don't have the vision on a bigger scale. If you are a fashion designer, a tailor, for example, which also called fashion designer, you can become a kit maker. You can start making jerseys for football clubs. You can go all the way with that particular trade. So hopefully, with the little we are going to be able to do, and others will be doing, we can do much more for our football and for the world in general.
Thank you for that. So we're just going to go on a short break, and when we come back, I want to take you on the issue of MRI. You know,
Okay.
and obviously how you do it in your academy. Do you request for regional birth certificate, or you request for some other stuff?
Okay.
We'll talk about that when we come.
All
I know you know what I'm talking about, so
right.
we'll talk about
I
that when
do.
we come.
One of the most important questions you need to ask yourself: am I really talented at this game? Do you really have the talent of football? Can you really, do you really possess a decent talent of football trapping? Can you pass the game? Can you pass the ball better? Can you tackle better? Are you a good goal scorer? Are you a very good goalkeeper? These are some of the discussions you need to have with yourself before you really go ahead and say, this is my chosen field, because talent is never enough in this particular journey that you're going to be embarking on.
It's still the way show, and talking to Bayonle Arashi, who is been talking to us about youth development, especially joining on football. So Bayonle, before we went on the break, um, I said I was going to take you on the issue of MRI
MRI.
and age catching. Obviously, FIFA said at one point said, we want to crack down a lot on age cheats, especially obviously because of the experiences they kind of had from African countries. And again, I want to take you on that. And the other thing is, you mentioned about your academy that you request for genuine. Um, um, you want something to obviously show that they are of proper age. Would that include the original birth certificate, or what we're quite a lot of us are usually know a declaration of age attested
Yeah.
by wherever someone under the tree somewhere, staff. So how do you do it? And then the second issue is obviously when you talk about the MRI, is it really working, or is it going to work?
MRI works. I have to say that because with all due respect, FIFA have to come up with that system when Nigeria and Brazil keep sharing the under 17 FIFA World Cup. Nigeria has won it the most times, followed by Brazil, and then other African countries, right? But it's not a perfect solution. It works, but it's not a perfect solution because, and that's why the equipment is not everywhere, and they only use it because we don't have an MRI machine. We can't afford it. We hope in the future we will be able to. That's why they only use it during a major competition and during when a major screening has to be done. Right? For example, if Nigeria is trying to gather on the 17 squad, they will not use it even when the boys are many in training. Only when the coach selects the first 23 squads, is it 28 to 23? 28. And they will now scan all of them. So if they feel that somebody's bone density is higher than his age, because sometimes it's not really age that can cause it, some other things can cause it. It could be genetic. It could be any other thing, right? So that's why it's not a perfect solution. But the way we can actually make it perfect is to be honest. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's the best way. But what we have been able to do at Midas Football Academy so far, and has helped us, is this very simple question. It's simple, but it's effective because we believe that at least you should finish basic high school, which is called secondary school back home. I will just ask you the year. What year did you finish secondary school? That's it's like I said, it's simple but effective because even if you have slow education, right, by 18 maximum, you will be out. That's if your education is slow. But there are kids that finish secondary school at 14, 15, 16 is the actual age that they finish. So if you say you finished secondary school 5 years ago, definitely you will be around 20-year old, which is not bad to still be playing at an academy as an African. It's not bad, to be honest, because there's a Jamie Vardy story that is
Yeah.
always going to be there as testimony for a lot of people. So we cannot throw it away totally. They are always late starters. They don't start early, but late starters are not even up to 5% in the industry. There are people like that, but very rare.
Mm-hmm.
Go look at the story of every other person. Of course, if we're going to mention Messi and Ronaldo, right? Go look
Yeah.
at them. 13, Messi was found, and the person that found him knew that that boy had something. Cristiano Ronaldo was not, of course, we did not know him until he was 17 because that was the only time he had the biggest platform to showcase himself against Manchester United. And even it was Manchester United players that were talking to Alex Ferguson that time, Sir Alex Ferguson, that sir, you must bring this boy to Old Trafford. Talent doesn't hide, it does not. But then age is very, very important. So those are like my simple answer to that question. At our academy, we just ask you this basic question, but the general way that problem can be resolved for sure is for us to learn, to start learning that honesty is the best way to really live this life.
Good. So now let's move from the youth side to the Super Eagles proper. Looking at the Super Eagles squad at the moment, would you say we've got we've got our right players? I mean, we've got quite a lot of players scattered all over the world. Do you think the right players in the Super Eagles now are the ones that should really be playing there? Because we've had issues recently. We've had former ex footballers coming out to say raise issues of bribery against coaches, and you've had both Joe taking Wester off, or probably vice versa to the court
Mhm.
for defamation and what have you against just because of the game we lost to Italy in Italia '90. So I mean, there's so much kind of worms opening right now, and you begin to wonder then that when you look at the Super Eagles, especially now that we're preparing for the friendly against Cote d'Ivoire and
Mhm.
Tunisia, you're looking and thinking, should player X be there? Should player A be there? Why is player B not there? I mean, he's doing so well in Europe and where be? Why is he not being brought in to play, showcase his talent at least in friendly matches? So would you say we've got our right players now at the moment being invited to Super Eagles and playing for them?
Well, I'm a fan of the Super Eagles. No matter how much you try to not like them, that passion of you, that green blood that we all have will always flow whenever the team is playing.
Yeah.
We've had all these mixed feelings and over the past year. Many of us believe we should have achieved more than what we have achieved so far now, but it did not happen. Um, our late Stephen Keshi matched what a Western coach did for us, Clemens Westerhoff, at the 2014 World Cup. May God bless his memory. Now we have another person, the German, that has actually have some stability in that squad. At the last Africa Cup of Nations, we almost,
Mm.
but it did not happen. But he has actually brought in some balance into the team. Even though there will always be this argument of, oh, the local players are not given opportunity. It is only boys that Nigerian boys that grew up in Europe that they are calling. But we have to also realize that coaching job is about results. If this man does not get results, he's going to lose his job. They're going to fire him. So first thing he has to consider is results. Do I want to get results for the national team? Yes. So who are the people that are going to give me the result? He's going to go for them. And that's what I think he's doing. With the recent addition of some of them, they are still locating in Germany and in Scotland and in England. It's good. But I'm also of the opinion that no matter how bad it is, we should give some of our local players opportunity. In all honesty, I'm of that belief as well. But you remember we just discussed the issue of age. That's actually one of the major challenge that this man will be having. I'm not in his mind, but I know that's one of the challenges he's having. Because when you cannot get many, if I said we don't have any, that might not be true. But I don't think we have an 18-year-old playing in Nigerian professional league. I don't think we do. A genuine 18-year-old. I don't think we do. But people will argue that with me that Arashi, why we use something like that? But it's the truth. We don't the league don't give young players opportunity because of the result, because of what they want to make. Thank you for that picture. This person that is on screen now was probably the last teenager that played the Nigeria Professional Football League, and he left immediately after. You know, the first year he played, he became the highest goal scorer, Ahmed Musa, and he went all the way. And to an extent, even if you want to argue his age, he's still performing now, even though he plays in the Saudi league, right? But he's still performing. You know, for the two friendly matches coming up, that's a really good opposition they have there. Those are good opposition. Those are our rivals on the African continent. Cote d'Ivoire, they've made us suffer a long time. Even though over the past 10 years, we've been ahead, and sometimes we are at the same level. Tunisia also big rival, big rival. So I believe it should also be a further test for the coach Gernot Rohr to be able to test some of the new boys that are invited again. We have this Nigerian German goalkeeper that just signed a contract in Switzerland, and all of them that are still, trying to come up. But so far, I think the man has done a decent job. I mean, he has not done badly at all, and it can only get better from here. So I hope we can get a decent result against those two national teams that we'll be playing those friendly matches with.
To round up, what Nigerian player should we be looking out for in this new season? I mean, I'll be very unfair to say one Nigerian. I mean, we probably have a few of them you probably were thinking about. But what extraordinary one do you think will be turning heads in the season?
I mean, without any question, without thinking about it too much, that would be Victor Osimhen. I mean, he has shown what real progress can do. Under 3 years, he's played for three professional clubs, and he just signed a contract that I don't know when another Nigerian might be able to match it. $75 million from a fresh link on to the Italian Serie A. That's incredible. He's only played 1 year in each club he's played. Wolfsburg, then he went to Belgium because he was having problem in Wolfsburg, and then straight to France, 19 goals, and then straight to Napoli. That's a very good progression. I also think Samuel Chukwueze in Spanish La Liga is also someone to really watch out for. Very impressive player with his left foot. Young, both of them are teammates at the Under 17 World Cup. And to an extent, that's a good result there. To your first question at the start of this interview, both of them have done very, very well for the national team. What's it called? The one that played at Leicester City, Kelechi Iheanacho.
Yeah.
So much expectation for him at Manchester City, but I guess coaching, probably the money, probably the mental state was not enough. But I feel at Leicester, he's had some stability, so he should be coming back. This guy that was just found out that plays in Scottish League for Rangers is also doing well, and is bringing some stability to our midfield as well. And goalkeeping, we are beginning to have like a couple of people. So it's been very, very good for Gernot Rohr and the NFF. But I will also use this opportunity to say, yes, let us look inward. Let's give the local product opportunity, and hopefully the MPFL too. They will encourage the teams there to give these youngsters opportunity. A 21-year-old have no business in a football academy. I keep saying it. You don't have no business. If you are past 18-year-old, you should be playing professional. This game is simple. It's very simple. That's why a lot of people, when they saw Andre Schürrle of Germany said he retired at the age of 30, they were like, he's still 30-year-old? Because this man started playing professionally at 18. So he played like over 12 years, active football, scoring a lot of goals. And when it was done, it was done. So we should start giving these players opportunity early in life. If we don't give them opportunity, we will keep having this cycle. I hope somebody does something about it soon. But I'm not a complainant. I don't like to complain about a situation. I like to take action and get the result done in my own little way and see what happens from there on.
Finally, we still have to bring you back to talk about football, probably in a week or two, because there's a lot to talk about regards to football. So probably in a week or two, before the all season starts in Europe, we'll be bringing you back to obviously preview the season, especially zeroing in on African players.
The Premier League starts next weekend. First thing go already on. Apart from the fact that we don't have the crowd, but hey, I'm excited that the league is coming back. That we're having football.
So definitely, yeah, we will have you back, and so that we can talk a lot about football, because we can talk about football from now to next week. We won't tire.
I can do that all day long. But thank you so much. Thank you so
much, Bayonle, for coming on the show. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Enjoy your week. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
And you too. Thank you.